What's going on YouTube? We are back for another flight streaming video. Tonight we're just going to do a little fly around Peterborough and Durham Region. Probably land in the Oshawa Municipal Airport. It's not going to be a long stream tonight, it's just going to be a short one. So sit back, have a coffee, and relax. Feel free to join the chat and let me know where you're from and how your weekend's been. Alright, so let's jump in this bad boy here and we'll get her started up. Turn on the master starter switches here. Everything's good. Turn on our beacon lights. We're going to start up the engine here. Oh, that's turn on the fuel switch. We got another visitor over there. I don't think we're gonna push back from here. We're just gonna go forward. Turn on our taxi light there. Trim set for takeoff. Test our flaps here. Flaps are good. Controls are free and clear. Flaps up. I'm just going to pull our mixture back here until our RPMs drop. Alright, we are good to go. So there actually is a Peterborough add-on, scenery-wise, for the airport and for the Peterborough lift blocks. I've tried it a couple times, but it seems to be causing some crashes, I believe. So I have removed it from my community folder, but I will possibly add it again, which I should have done before this stream. But we will try it again. How's the stream looking for you guys there? Hopefully it's looking a lot better than the last two. A little bit smoother. Alright, we're going to do our RPM run up over here. just a little bit here. Woo! Alright. Pretty good. Alright. Yeah. Run down our RPM. And we're gonna make our way out to the runway here. So we got a super long runway here. We're light, so we're gonna do a no flaps takeoff. Alright. There we go. Airspeed's live. 50 knots. We got the 115 highway down there. So if you follow that south, that leads to Newcastle, which eventually hits the 401, and eventually into Toronto. So you head west on the 401. So Toronto's about an hour and a half southwest of Peterborough. Depends on how much traffic you hit though. Gonna lower our speed just a tiny bit here. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the sensitivity of this aircraft and with the controls here. Meanwhile, that might be just me. I've been flying the A320 quite a bit. It seems a little jerky. So ahead of us here is the city of Peterborough. Plumbing College down there, the Wellness Center, and the baseball diamond. So we got the Otonabee River that flows south to Lake Ontario, flows through Peterborough. We're at the mall down there. And if we swoop over this way here, so that bigger building down there in the center is the Memorial Center. That's home of the Peterborough Peace, which is our OHL hockey team. And then we got Little Lake. So we got the Trans-Siberian Waterway here. That is a canal for boats. More personal vessels. We do have one smaller tourist vessel that goes through, which is the Liftlock tour boat. So down here, where the road crosses the water here to the, well, you can't really tell, but right here, that is the Peterborough Liftlock. With the scenery add-on, it actually has it modeled, but it's the world's largest concrete hydraulic liftlock. So it's a boat lift. So this is Thomas A. Stewart Secondary School, my high school that I went to. And that is the television radio tower on Television Road. They actually have it modeled really well, and well, that's exactly what it looks like. Down here to the right side or left side of the aircraft is Trent University. So this building right here, in real life, looks like Swiss cheese. Actually really cool looking. Looks like it's yellow with on all the windows, and it just looks like Swiss cheese. So just about 15 minutes north of Peterborough is a little town called Lakefield. There's a road that goes along the river here. My favorite way to take. I love going around the bends there. It's just so much fun. Just rip around those bends. But unfortunately, there's nowhere to pass. So if you get behind someone who is scared of all the twists and turns on right beside the river, you're stuck behind them from Lakefield to Peterborough. Which luckily it's not too long. So this is the small town of Lakefield up here. So for all you gun enthusiasts out there, this building right in here is Savage Arms. They make all your long guns. And this building here is Lakeville College, which is a high school for the elite. I believe it was the school of either Prince Harry or Prince Charles. It was either one of the two. He actually just recently came and visited a couple of years back, 2 years back. One thing with these small aircraft is that they don't have the autopilot, so you have to be really paying attention to your altitude or else you're going to the ground. It's getting a little bit too low there for my license. Get up a little bit here. Absolutely gorgeous. This sim represents this area like really, really well. And I wish by default it did have like the lip lock. But I'm okay with the add-on if it's not crashing. Down here in this plaza is my favorite Tim Hortons, because I like to drive out to it, just grab a coffee. But with gas prices these days, I've had to cut back on the amount of random drives. One of the things I love to do on my pastime is just driving. Now we're going to make our way back towards Peterborough here. We'll do a little bit of a flyover and then we'll head south towards the Durham region, Lake Ontario. We'll follow the 115, so we'll do a little bit of VFR flying here. All you have to That's what we've been doing the entire time, but welcome anyone tuning into the stream. We're just doing a little fly around Peterborough, essentially landing probably in Oshawa. We might make it all the way to Toronto, we'll see. We do a little, we can actually do an island landing if I'm up to it at that point in time. Unfortunately, we're only in a little set. I had no idea what was going on there. My headset just completely disconnected from Bluetooth. But look at this, we are still airborne. Oh, new subdivision airport. Shimon. Good, I thought. Yeah, sorry guys. I have no idea what's going on there. Once I saw they were at 60% there, I was like, there's no way that they died, and the light was still on. So. Weird. But we're gonna make our way towards the downtown core of Peterborough, the most exciting part. The most exciting part in real life is I love people watching downtown because some of the people you see. So there we got our Peterborough Regional Health Center. It used to actually be a 3D model. Now it's only 2D for some reason. And this giant, awfully rendered building is the Quaker Oats factory. That's where you get all your oatmeal, granola bars. And you're driving across the bridge here, and they're making stuff. Oh man, the smell gets you every time. It's unbelievable. I'll crash into the tower here. Well clear of it. So this is our downtown core, Peterborough. And this big factory down here used to be the home of General Electric. Fun fact, Peterborough was home to the first electric streetcar in North America. I believe we had the first electric street lamp as well. So our nickname is the Electric City. We got Corsair Golf and Country Club there. And as we head back south, we're going to follow the 115 down here. I'll show you guys how close Toronto and the Durham region really is to Peterborough. That's why we're getting a lot of flock city people moving from Toronto to Peterborough during COVID. A lot of working from home, cheaper real estate. I'll show you guys a little bit of what Peterborough. This is Peterborough's downtown core. And this building off to the left is the Quaker Oats factory that I was talking about. You got Little Lake with the fountain. And George Street, which is the main downtown street. That's a picture of the lift lock. So if anyone was curious to what the lift locks look like, and that's actually the lift lock boat cruise that's actually on it right there. So yeah, it's neat when you're on it for the first time and you're actually lifting up. You feel those butterflies in your stomach. It goes up quite fast. A lot of people come from around the world and will just watch boats go up and down. It's entertaining. There's another picture of the lift lock in the boat. So in the wintertime, this is actually drained out and becomes a skating rink. So in the wintertime, you can actually skate. So there's a picture of the ice, and that runs the entire stretch of the canal all the way up to the lake. So yeah, that's pretty much Peterborough for you. I believe it's 160 feet tall, something like that. So we are heading south here still. Kind of lost track of the highway a little bit. Get back on here. So, as you can see how close Peterborough is to Lake Ontario. So that's Lake Ontario right here. If you follow Highway 28, which is just right about there, just on the tip of Rice Lake there, and follow south, you hit Port Hope, Coburg, and the lake is right there. It's about a half an hour drive south. 25 minutes if you're going a little bit faster. 25. 30. This down here is Millbrook. And this is Millbrook Jail, which is no longer there. It's actually been completely torn down. I believe they're building subdivisions up here eventually. But right now it's just this road and the concrete. That's it. People use this hill here for like tobogganing and stuff in the wintertime. I would say it closed down maybe. It was still going when I was born, so I'm 27. So honestly, I would say probably within like 15 years ago, 20 years ago maybe. So it's been operational in my lifetime. Shut down and torn down. This part of the highway, the Tapley Quarter Line stretch, is one of the most notorious stretches in the winter time. You get all the blowing snow from the field, and we've had major pile-ups here. One was actually featured on the television series, what is it? Heavy Rescue 401, sorry. I was getting the other one mixed up. But yeah, it was on Heavy Rescue 401. There's some serious injuries. A lot of vehicles piled up there, and they've yet to do anything about it, but every year, same thing. Vehicles in the ditch, people injured, completely unnecessary. It's not like they don't now. Like they put up sound walls for subdivisions and people living close to houses, but they won't put up wind barrier walls to prevent people from crashing. And they always say, like, drive according to conditions, and a lot of time they blame the driver, but you know what? There is sometimes where it is out of your control, especially on a highway. And Mother Nature. Especially when it happens so often. So this isn't live weather right now, but if we do turn it to live weather, and we don't have it on live time right now, because right now currently it's dark, so I prefer to get a day stream in, so I turned it to daytime. But if we go to live weather, pretty much no different. Just I would say a little bit windier. Right now it's pitch black here, so. But yeah, it'd be like this, but dark. So, this bend has to be one of the craziest phenomena. In the spring, once you hit this line, so you'll have snow all the way up. Once you hit here, grass. no snow. They're all south of this bend is always the first to have no snow, and they always get less snow because of the lake. We get the warm lake effect in the wintertime. So all this is like grass, and you can see the change. You just look at the window, and 1 second there's grass, next second there's snow. You're like, oh, you know we're almost home. And this right here is the 407 highway, which in here is not completed, but it is now fully finished. Cars are using it. The fastest way to Toronto if the 401 is jammed up with traffic. I believe it goes all the way to Mississauga? Hamilton, if I'm not mistaken. Mississauga or Hamilton, you can follow it. The only thing is it charges you. So you get charged so many cents per kilometer. So I forget how much it is. I think it's like 13 to 20 cents a kilometer or something like that. But it adds up, and you get the camera fees. So if you don't have a transponder, which is like a little thing that goes into your windshield, the camera fees, so that when you're going on and off the highway, the camera takes a picture of your license plate and they send you a bill in the mail. And every time the camera goes off, it's $4. So if you're going on and off, or even just on and off, that's $8 right there that you're spending just for a camera to flash. If you get the transponder subscription, it's about $27 for the year. So, but you still get charged for the kilometers, but you don't get charged for the camera fees. But yes, definitely the best way to take, because it is always very minimal traffic. And I'm a pretty fast driver, and I'm the slow. I feel slow. Like, alright, we gotta lower our speed a little bit here. We're still a little bit fast. Got the little town of Ore now. And we're coming up to the small village of Newcastle. So we'll do a small loop around Newcastle, and then we're going to head back west towards Toronto. So this is pretty much all the Durham region here. So this all just becomes more dense, and then Toronto's like right about there. So down here we have a McDonald's gas station, we got Popeyes check-in. We got like 7 or 8 gas stations that line this little stretch here of highway that doesn't make any sense. And they don't even compete in gas prices, because you'll see the one gas station beside the other one like 3 cents or like 0.3 cents cheaper or more expensive than the one beside it. So it's like I don't get it. This is Newcastle. So this is the 401 here. So the 401 runs from east to west. Well, I guess it's like a northeasterly direction to like a southwesterly direction. It runs along Lake Ontario, eventually down all the way down to the Detroit-Windsor border. And if you follow the 401 north, you'll hit Trenton, Kingston, eventually you'll hit like Montreal, and just north of the 401 that way is Ottawa. But it's quite a ways off the 401. Actually, I turned up my texture since this looks good. I turned it down in one of my test streams because I was getting a little choppiness, but it actually seems to be doing pretty good right now. So let's see. Yeah, still doing good. Sorry guys, I'm still kind of testing some things out and some settings just to see what I can get. Because I want to make sure that you guys are happy. I want to make sure that everything looks good on your end. I know it's not enjoyable if it doesn't look good. But I would say that actually does look better. The shadows there too on the... Oh, and we just had a live weather change going into evening time, mid-afternoon. Yeah, a lot of these houses down here are absolutely gorgeous. Like multi-million-dollar mansion, right on the lake. One day, maybe. Like the girlfriend always says, I'll have to start working more. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much the Newcastle area. And this is the 115 that connects to the 401 here, and that's where the 115 ends. So the 115 starts in Peterborough, or I guess it starts and ends in Peterborough and starts and ends at the 401. So the 115 is only a thing from Peterborough to the 401. Alright, so we're going to continue our southwesterly path here. We got the Highway 2 that runs parallel to the 401. And that's Lake Ontario. It's always crazy to think that New York State is on the other side. On really clear days, if you're driving along the 401 here and you get like a clear spot on one of these fields back here, you can actually see a couple smokestacks that have smoke coming out of them some days that you can see. So that's kind of cool. It's just crazy to think like how far distance that actually is across, that you can actually still see some really tall smokestacks from that distance. But you're looking at like a couple days by boat, so at least a 7 or 8 hour drive around the lake to get to that spot. Crazy. And down here we got the Bowmanville in the Curtis area. And right here is Darlington Nuclear. So this right here is the 412. That is another toll that actually was just recently became not a toll anymore. So now it's free to get from the 401 up to the 407 with no longer having to pay. But you know why they do that? So people sitting in the traffic are like, huh, I'm just going to go this way instead. And then they get stuck at a toll highway. So, hard thinking. And we are now entering the city of Oshawa. Home of the Oshawa Generals OHL team. So our closest NHL team to Peterborough is the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm not a Leafs fan. I despise the Leafs. This is the team I root for. Go Habs. the only team you can root for. The only team that makes sense. So my original plan was to land at Oshawa, which is right over here. But for you guys, I'm going to keep going. I'll go to Toronto. We'll continue following the 401 here. So this big building here, this big factory, is actual General Motors. So they closed down there a few years ago, and they just actually reopened up their entire manufacturing plant again, and that's where they're making all the electric Sierras, all their new electric GM products. It's really neat to drive by this place when they have a bunch of new cars out in the lot here. It's just parking lots full of brand new cars. You got all the trains that come in here with the cars, the car haulers. But it's just an absolutely massive factory. Like, driving past this is like a 3-minute drive. And this would actually be a big map photo of actually all the cars in the parking lot there. A lot of them still have like the plastic wrap or like the plastic on them. That's why you see a lot of white. You got that white sticker on their hoods and roofs. But yeah, it's just a massive parking lot full of brand new cars. And they do have a test track back here, but I'm not sure if it's modeled in here yet. Right in here, you actually have a track that's set up there. You can't see it from the road. They got it all mounted up there because they want to keep everything secretive, just like Tesla. You know, their parking lot's full of brand new cars. It'd be cool if they actually had it all like modeled like it is in real life, but that would be really, really hard. Do that in every single city around the world. Make every building look like it does in real life. Maybe in 50, 60 years. But this is still unbelievable. Sim always blows my mind with graphics and how things look. We got the mall down here. And this is the Oshawa GM plant. So if you see all this, this is not even the entire thing. This is only what's in the photo. Got all the cars there. But it's just a gigantic factory. It's absolutely massive. With this whole block is the entire Alright, so we're going to continue west, passing over Oshawa here, and we are now going to be in Whitby. So this building over here, I'm not flying over here, but that's the new Go maintenance facility. So all the Go trains, all the trains that run between Oshawa and Aldershot, which is in Burlington. That's where they go to do all their maintenance, cleaning, etc. Brand new facility within the last 2 years. 2-3 years. And here's the 418. Okay, so either this is the 412 or the 418. I forgot. That's why it's here. So either the last one I was talking about was the 418, and this one's the 412, or vice versa. But again, this is another toll one that went north to the 407. No longer a toll. Now people on the 401, if you're stuck in traffic here, which right here is a really bad spot for traffic, for Ajax here, you can just shoot right north. They actually have cars using this here, even though it's not finished on here, but it's finished in real life. So it's the city of Ajax. So this is all pretty much considered the GTA, so the Greater Toronto Area. So all the way from like the Oshawa, Whitby area. Maybe not that far actually. I think that's the Durham region still. But then I don't know. I don't know what people classify how far, but this is pretty much the GTA. So the Greater Toronto Area. All the burbs. So if anyone has flight sim and you want to join for a flight, I always play multiplayer. I'm always using live stuff, so you can pop right in where I am and join on in anytime if you please. I always got my coffee here during the flight. Also, too, if you guys have Flight Sim and you guys haven't downloaded the I Love Region, or what is it called? It's like it adds like towers and like add-ons and stuff to like the scenery map. So like windmills and all that stuff. If you haven't downloaded that from the Flight Sim TO, you gotta do it. It literally adds like radio towers, electric towers, windmills, like smokestacks. Like, it's pretty accurate. Like, even in Peterborough there, where that television tower is, it is rendered almost to the exact T, and it's in the exact spot. I don't know what the height is on it, but it is pretty tall, and I would say that's pretty close. Definitely one of the tallest points in our area, so. We'll be coming into the Scarborough area. Oh, this looks pretty. Oh, this actually looks really cool. Really nice here. This sim is unbelievable. Look at that. Like, for people that don't know this area, it's hard to comprehend how well this looks. Like, when you can VFR fly pretty much anywhere in the world, well, everywhere in the world, like, just by using roads, buildings, you just follow Kingston Road here right into Toronto. Actually, the one thing I'm not sure rendered is Wonderland. I don't think Canada's Wonderland is modeled. For anyone who doesn't know Canada's Wonderland, it's an amusement park. So we're going to be actually coming into Toronto here very shortly. You'll be able to see the CN Tower here very soon. But because of the haze, it's kind of invisible. But on clear days, when there's no haze like this, you can see the CN Tower from the 115. So there's a spot just before the Orono. Just after the 407, actually, there. You come around the bend and you're up on the hill, and you can overlook Lake Ontario. You can see the 401. You can see the nuclear plant and the cement factory that's just beside it. The mine there that you saw, the open pit hole. But that's one of my favorite views. And there's a house that sits right on the corner, right on that hill. And it's $1 million view. But it's not in a $1 million location because you're literally exiting your driveway on a highway. So there's cars going over 100 kilometers an hour ripping by your house. So like if you're okay with that for the view, then by all means, but I like being able to pull out of my driveway with only having a city bus and a few cars to worry about. Alright, and as you can see ahead here, we got the city of Toronto. See Toronto skyline. This is why I want to get my private pilot's license, because I would love to be able to fly to Toronto for the day, or even just for a couple hours, grab some lunch or some dinner, drive back to or get my Uber Lyft back to the Toronto Island Airport and take off and head home. Just fly over everyone. So we'll do a little bit of a fly around in Toronto, then we'll come in for a landing at Center Island, city center. Shut her down. Grab some dinner before we head back to Peterborough. So, considering we did a little bit of flying around, did some loops around some places in a Cessena 152, and we are now already in Toronto. That's how close Peterborough is. It's not very far. We're a small little town a small little city, I guess, of almost, I think about 85,000 people. But if you say Toronto, people have heard Toronto, but if you say Peterborough, no. You just say an hour and a half east, northeast, and yeah, people just shake their heads. So, okay. I always find the city is more of a place to visit. I like going to Toronto for the day and walking around the mall or going to a sporting event, go to the Blue Jays game or something, and then get the heck out, because, yeah, I'm not a traffic person. Not with the hustle and bustle all the time. I like the quiet. I like having space. You don't get very much space in Toronto unless you're willing to pay for it. Even though you pay for a shoebox at $1 million, still have less space than I do for a quarter of that. My golly, look at the CN Tower. There is something wrong with that. Wow. That's funny. Go closer. I think it will probably render in once we get a little bit closer. I only have my rendering to 100, so it doesn't render super killer far. Oh, we got the Don Valley Parkway here, or what most people call it, the parking lot. So the Don Valley Parkway actually makes sense for what it is, because you're pretty much stopped the entire time moving from the 401 all the way down into right into the core, especially in the mornings. If you go into Toronto anytime early morning, 6 a.m. till like 11, give yourself a lot of extra time if you're taking the DVP or the 401. Because you will find yourself stuck in it for, I don't know, I think I've sat in the DVP for probably like half an hour. And yeah, from one end to another, it took a half an hour, when in reality it should take about 10 minutes. So, and mind you, I don't travel it very often. Sure, it takes people a lot longer than that sometimes. So down here we got the Tower, we got the Rogers Center, that's where the Blue Jays play, the baseball team, and we got the Steam Whistle Factory, which is a brewing company, Steam Whistle Brewery, and we got City Center Airport down here. And this soccer field over here is BMO Field. That's where Team Canada just won to get into the World Cup, or the I don't even know what it's called, the FIFA World Cup. There's a plane down here captured on the Bing map. That's cool. I thought it was someone crashed. We're going to come in for a little bit of a loop here, and then we're going to land her. Down here we got Toronto Island. There's a marina down here, and there's actually there's people that during the winter or summer actually live on here. There's roads, there's a fire station, there's houses, like there's parks. There's actually a little amusement park down here. Like, I think that would be so cool, but the only way to get to it is to boat. Oh, actually no, that's a lie. Maybe it is the boat, actually. But there is a tunnel that goes from land here to the airport that you could drive. But there's a ferry that also comes across. But yeah, it's just down here. There's houses. There's people that live on the island here, which is really cool. Beach like right outside your door. Say if I were to live in the city, I think that's where I'd want to live. But I'd want to be able to live there all year round, to be able to get back to shore with no issue. Because it wouldn't feel like you're in the middle of the city. gonna lower our speed down here, and we're gonna come and land at the island. This approach is gorgeous too. It's the city skyline right there. It's one of the most beautiful placements of an airport. We're gonna go full idle here, and we're gonna set flaps 1. We got a little bit of a crosswind here. Oh yeah, we got quite a bit of a crosswind. Wow. Okay. Straighten ahead here a little bit. Probably should descend a little bit faster. Looking good on our approach here. There's a spot right over here. Right down at the end of this little pier. They have amazing beaver tails. It's literally called beaver tails. It's that building right there. We're here. We came out a few weeks ago and sat right here, watched planes, watched birds, and ate beaver tails. It was lovely. Just took the GO train in. Literally walked from Union Station to the beaver tails, grabbed beaver tails, sat and looked out over the water for a little bit as we ate them, and then walked back to the GO train and back in Peterborough. Entire adventure was about 4.5, 5 hours, but it was fun. And as we come in and touch down here a little bit hot there, fine. Alright, so taxi over to I want to say I have something off here with the camera because I feel like we're sitting awfully low right now. I feel like we're almost touching the ground. I think we'll just start over here by these hangars. I hope you guys enjoy the stream, and anyone who tunes in after the watch, I hope you guys enjoy. It's nice to be able to at least maybe do something for someone else too, if it helps someone get through a long day at work or something, you know. It's directing me. I actually have a marshaller. Wow, that's cool. I didn't even set up a destination or anything, so this is kind of shocking. Alright. Thank you, sir. We'll shut her down here. We'll set our park and brake. Alright guys, once again I want to thank you guys for joining tonight, and we're going to have many more streams. We're just starting, and actually, you know what, I think things went really smooth. If you guys go back to my first two streams and you watch some of the spots in it, it really cuts out really bad. But I played around today, and I think this stream has been successful. Still gonna play around with some things, definitely learn some new things, and want to make it a better experience for you guys. And yeah, we'll definitely be back again here soon. Anyways, you guys have a fantastic night and enjoy your Monday, and hopefully you guys are getting ready for Easter because it's coming up here soon. So, yeah, have a good one.